Travel to Vancouver Island, British Columbia to hunt with Jim Shockey and Pacific Rim Guide Outfitters for the largest black bears on the planet. All spot and stock, in-your-face black bear hunting action. If you dream of taking a trophy black bear, Pacific Rim Guide Outfitters can help you make that dream a reality. To book a hunt with Jim Shockey, call 888-826-1011 or go to JimShockey.com. Don't miss the hunt of a lifetime. Hunt with Jim Shockey for giant Canadian whitetails in the undisputed hotspot for big bucks, Saskatchewan, home to the largest white-tailed deer in the world. To book a hunt with Jim Shockey, call 888-826-1011 or go to JimShockey.com. Don't miss the hunt of a lifetime. Hunt with Jim Shockey in the Yukon, the newest addition to his territory's Rogue River outfitting for the giant Alaskan Yukon moose, grizzly bear, and caribou. Hunt where the big game animals have never seen human beings. To book a hunt with Jim Shockey, call 888-826-1011 or go to JimShockey.com. Don't miss the hunt of a lifetime. Hunt with Jim Shockey in Old Mexico, the living desert of Sonora, home to the largest mule deer in the world. First-class adventure and big bucks. The dream come true for serious mule deer hunters. To book a hunt with Jim Shockey, call 888-826-1011 or go to JimShockey.com. Don't miss the hunt of a lifetime. Hasta la vista y buena suerte.
Hi, I'm Jim Shockey with my Iranian guide Mahmoud, and welcome to this next Hunting Adventures DVD. You know, from up here on the top of the Serigal Mountains, it seems like I can see the entire world, and that's what you will be seeing as you watch this Adventures DVD. You'll be traveling the entire world to see some of the most amazing hunts ever captured on camera. While you're doing that, I'm going to be looking for Trans-Caspian Ural sheep over here in Iran. I hope. It's a lot of fun so far. You can see I'm covered in mud. It can't get any better than this. Enjoy. What a hunt! I love hunting sheep, even here in the mountains of Iran. It's not because of the horn shape or anything like that either. It's because of the mountains. And I don't care where you are, whether it's here or in North America, the mountains make any hunt spectacular. The hunt you're about to watch is in the mountains. It's for mountain caribou. I started out as the hunter. It was in my own area in the Yukon, but I ended up being the guide. The reason the hunting is so great in my territory in the Yukon is because of how remote it is. You can't drive there. There is no roads that access my territory. The only way you're going to get in there to hunt is if you use a bush plane. And more importantly, for this particular hunt, my territory is home to the largest of the moose species and the largest of the caribou species, the Alaskan Yukon moose and the mountain caribou.
Well, good. When we get a moose or one of my
monster moose. That's a heck of a load.
Yeah, but every time you run them out and trim them down, you're usually coming out somewhere between 700 and 800 pounds of moose, dressed all out. And that's about just right for this aircraft.
Good. Well, hopefully we're going to find one that's, you know, 1,000 pounds of meat.
Yeah, that's good. Then I can do a second trip, make more money.
As we flew over the camp, I started to get excited. It was a little bit hazy from some local forest fires, but the weather was still really good, and I knew the mountains around had to be filled with mountain caribou. The plan was that I would be the first hunter, and the instant I was done hunting, Cody Robbins would become the hunter. My guide was going to be Matt Brown. Matt was already in camp waiting for us. And when Cody became the hunter, I would be Cody's guide. Little did I know just how short my hunt was going to be. Big sheep up there, giant caribou over there, huge moose over here, grizzly bear right behind you. We couldn't hunt the first day because of the no flying rules, but first thing in the morning we hit the mountains, and it wasn't long before we saw our first big game animal, a tiny little rat of a caribou that I gave Cody permission to go sneak up on. He's not allowed to hunt, but he can certainly go practice sneaking up on it. Cody's just seen his first caribou. It's a little tiny bull, but he's all excited, so he wants to go try and sneak up on it. See if maybe he can make it grow in the meantime, and then has to convince me it's big enough. Right down here. Cody thinks he's a wolf. He's going to run it down. That's quite a chase. That's just like the cavemen used to do. And there's no way that he was going to be able to convince me, not even with the world's record standing down there, that I was going to have to end my hunt so that he could start hunting. It wasn't going to happen. These are willow ptarmigan. Season doesn't open till tomorrow. Otherwise I'd have a rock in my hand and we'd be making dinner tonight. Ptarmigan stew. Look at that. Speaking of dinner, you have to be careful you don't end up as dinner yourself up in my territory. There's a pile of grizzly bears, some of the highest densities in all of the Yukon. Now I had a grizzly bear tag in my pocket, but a sow and a cub are totally off limits, totally illegal to hunt. If I'd have seen a big old boar, maybe, but we were hunting for mountain caribou. And it was just over the next ridge from the grizzly bears that we started bumping into them, including a bachelor herd of bulls with one big one in the herd. Now it was only halfway through the first day of my hunt, but I wasn't about to look a gift caribou in the mouth. Furthest one. Miss. Got it. Nothing. Total miss. Code. In that exact instant, halfway through the first day of my hunt, I was done hunting. My hunt was over. Cody Robbins became the hunter, and I became his guide. Okay, I'm on the top one. Ready? Yeah, I did. Good. Yeah, we did. Jimbo.
Oh, buddy. Is he down or what?
Yeah, yours is down dead. You drilled him perfect.
That was an amazing story. Thank you very much, Jim. You were my idol years ago, and you still are, buddy. Thank you very much.
Cody, I'm gonna get tears in my big fat eyes. That was a good shot. It was over 300 yards, I think. Cody Robbins,
Jimbo.
look at this. Oh
Yeah, we did.
He's a brute. He's a brute, Cody.
What do you want me to say, Jimbo?
Gorgeous, gorgeous animal. Big animal too, eh?
My first caribou. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, you're welcome, Cody. Good shooting.
Man, that's a dream right there.
Yeah, look at the tops on him. I didn't want to rain on Cody's parade. He was so excited about his first caribou bull, but I'll tell you what, I was sure feeling pretty pathetic. I missed that shot by a mile and my hunt was over. Later when we watched the footage, we could see the vapor trail of the Nauser bullet going through the air. I headed home with my tail tucked between my legs. I was feeling pretty sorry for myself. Cody and Matt, however, stayed on. They were going to guide Mike Mashall, one of my clients. He was looking for a really big moose. And the great news for him was the rut was just starting to kick in. It was Mike's first day, just like my first day on the caribou, when he spotted the first big bull.
Real wide, eh?
At that time of year in September, the bulls are starting to travel looking for cows. And if you call, they'll come out of the black timber, and it is one of the most amazing sights you'll ever see. Those big white paddles flashing at you across a valley.
First bullet, I told Matt, he's up in that ridge up there. I spot him. Oh, he's got
Good
beautiful,
spread,
beautiful points.
good width to his paddles, awesome points. Just a beautiful looking animal.
Matt and Cody had two choices. They could try calling the bull all the way over to where they were waiting, or they could go after the bull, close the distance, try and get closer. Either choice will work during the rut. I've seen hunters call bulls in from more than 3 miles away. In this case, though, they made the right choice.
ready to take the shot.
Broadside.
All right, take him. You got him? He's down. Oh, yeah! Yes!
Oh, darn it!
Wait. Yeah. Oh, nice shot, man. Oh, that is a hog. Oh, that is sweet. What'd we do?
Spot that, stalk that for 600 yards.
That just worked out perfect.
Oh, that was sweet. I am pumped.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Awesome. Ah. What a hog, Mike. That is one awesome moose. Yeah. He is a monster. Look at that. Just a pig, eh? What do you think of him?
That's a dandy trophy.
Yeah.
Wow, look at the velvet hanging here.
Oh yeah, that's pretty neat, eh? Probably shed that late August.
It's the first day of Mike's hunt, and obviously it looks like it's going to end pretty good. We hadn't seen a moose until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're sitting up on a hill, glassing around. Matt was probably having a sleep. I didn't look. I was doing all the glassing for him. And Mike, he's just, oh, is there any moose in this territory at all? And this bull moose came strutting out of the high timber, and Mike, you actually spotted him first. What did you see in your binos?
Oh, when we started looking after I got up from my nap, took in, I was glassing the side of the hills, and all of a sudden I seen some white paddles moving, and told you guys, yeah, it was a nice moose.
This hog. And that was a great shot. Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you.
Good
That was
job,
a lot
Mike.
of fun.
Thank you, Matt.
No problem.
Mike had his moose down on the first day of his hunt, so he had a choice to make. Quit hunting, go home, or continue to hunt. Look for grizzly bear or mountain caribou. He decided he was going to stay and hunt.
We're up 4,000 feet up in the mountains. Roasting our sandwiches.
Now normally, when you take an animal on the first day of your hunt, the problem is you never know what you might have seen if you wouldn't have tagged up on that animal. But by staying to hunt grizzly bears, Mike was going to find out what he would have seen, and find out he did. Everywhere they went looking for grizzly bears, they bumped into big bull moose. They were pouring into the valley. Some were even bigger than the one Mike had taken. Some were smaller, but one thing was for sure. Every one of those bull moose was in full rut. One of the bulls, an ancient old bull with huge fronts, spotted them as they were glassing for grizzly bears from the top of a knob. The bull decided to come over and give them a closer look. Close enough to give Mike the hunting thrill of his lifetime.
Ready to run.
Is that cool? That's the best experience I've ever had hunting. Oh,
That's amazing.
Big ram. We finally spotted a big ram. You know, this is the fun part. This is what we've worked so hard for. And the only way it could be more fun is if I had one of my two favorite hunting buddies here hunting with me, my father or my son. The hunt you're about to watch is a father and a son. It's Jim Bissinen. He's my right-hand man. He basically runs my life, tells me what to do, where to go. The other hunter is his son, Todd Bissinen. It's Todd's first whitetail hunt ever, let alone first whitetail hunt to Saskatchewan. We hunt these big bucks in November in Saskatchewan, and it's cold then, but you still can't wear all your gear when you're walking into the stand. I like to be a long way from where the road hunters can hunt. So you have to carry all your gear on your back, or at least apparently I have to carry all the gear on my back. We'll sit on stand from dawn till dusk waiting for these big bucks to show up, and they will show up in the middle of the day. They don't get any hunting pressure whatsoever. Jim and I hunted for one full day, didn't see anything big, but on the second morning, in the dark almost, right at first light, a great big one came in.
To the right, Jimbo. You see him? Yeah.
Now the problem when you're videoing these hunts is we can see the buck and it's legal to shoot the buck, but the video light is bad, it's poor quality, and we won't take the shot, so we actually have to wait. It's one of the toughest things we ever have to do is wait for those minutes upon minutes for the light to grow and the sun to come up and us to be able to take the shot so we can get it on camera for all of you. That's what we had to do for this buck. I think we waited about 15 minutes altogether before we decided there was enough light to take the shot.
Try and stop him, okay? Okay, limit. Okay, safety's off.
Okay.
Still there, still.
Take him. What happened? I didn't see anything.
Oh, the smoke. It's so much smoke with the way the wind was blowing.
Jimbo, what happened?
Oh, and I shot.
What? I couldn't see a thing.
I couldn't see the smoke was going with the wind. And then I seen him go off on the side here.
Did you hit him?
I'm sure I got a good shot.
Nice buck, Jimbo. It was a really, that's an untypical big 5 on one side, and I think some stickers, but I couldn't tell for sure. Jimbo, right here. We got blood, so we ran right through here. This is where you hit him.
Yeah, so he's gone right down. Yeah, there's a trail right through here. We're along the edge of the trees here.
Jimbo, he's a giant.
We did it.
I was really worried. I couldn't see a darn thing when the smoke just went woof, and I just left the camera there thinking maybe he's lying there after the shot. But
Yeah.
you saw him right.
But then I see him go out to the second window of the blind there.
Exactly.
I see him go right out there.
He's a giant.
But he's neat.
Big, non-typical. Look.
I love this kind.
Oh yeah, this is way
Yeah.
rarer to get a buck like this. This is all genetics from a buck we call Old Moses.
Yeah.
And I have several bucks up here that have this. We call them club bucks, club buck junior. I've never seen this club buck, but that's what it is. It's not broken. It's just grew like that.
So how old do you think he is?
Oh, he's 5.5, 6.5. I'm a really.
So he's
really,
older.
Oh, really old. buck.
Okay.
Oh, he's 5-inch circumferences all the way. Just a magnificent old brute. One week after Jim took his big club buck, his son Todd got some time off school and came out hunting in the exact same area that Jim had taken his buck.
My dad shot at one last week. Almost the exact same 5 on one side. Kind of like a club on the other side. This might even be its kid, so it's kind of cool. But I think we're gonna pass it up. Third day of my 7-day hunt or 8-day hunt. So I think we're gonna let this one go. We have a very nice mule deer coming out here now. He's got a bunch of junk on one side, actually both sides. Nice 5, I think maybe even 6x6. Day 5, morning. Came back to the same blind today. Having some good luck, I guess. Got about 6 mule deer right now feeding in front of us. A couple that are staring at me, but not too worried about them. Looks pretty good. It's gonna be a warm day, so who knows? Did I get him? Yeah, you got him. That is where it's at right there. Holy crow. Oh, shit. I don't know.
Give me some knuckles.
Yeah. I love that. Love that.
Awesome.
And I don't know if I got him or not.
Yeah, you did.
You see him?
There he is. Right there. Holy crow. Naughty boy.
Wow, look at the size of this. Jeez. Didn't go more than, what did we go? 75, 80 yards, somewhere in there. And wow, he went down. Love this. Good solid 4x4. Talked to my dad on the phone the other night, and he said he's seen this one come in one of the days he was out here, and he told me to stick to it, and this is what I get out of it, I guess. I love it. Good size.
Good shot, buddy, right through the front shoulder.
Yeah, he was just slightly quartering in with us a little bit, and yeah, right through here. Perfect.
Seems like every time I'm hunting here in Asia, it turns into an adventure. I mean, look at this. I think probably one of the adventures of my life, though, was in Kyrgyzstan, hunting for sheep, for Marco Polo sheep, where not everything went right. I mean, it was a tough, ugly, and very rewarding adventure. Okay. 4 days. We were waiting 4 days for our luggage. It finally came. That almost came. I got 1 out of 3 bags, but most important, I got my muzzleloader.
Wow.
See?
Okay.
It's a night muzzleloader.
Yeah, night muzzle. Yeah.
Night muzzleloader. No, that's Nosler.
Yeah.
Nosler is the type of bullets. That's
Yeah,
what made the shirt.
yeah.
And Leopold is the type of scope.
Yeah.
This is Kyrgyzstan, Kyrgyz Republic. It's got Uzbekistan,
Yeah.
Tajikistan,
China.
China, Afghanistan, and Kazakhstan up here, and then Russia. This is all former Soviet Union, and we are right now standing right here, the city of Bishkek. Is the capital of Kyrgyzstan?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, capital. And then we're going to drive all the way here, 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 right to here. And my sheep,
China.
right, here's China border right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
We might nip over to Beijing and just talk to the people there.
What like in Kempi? Kempi.
It's one thing to put your finger on a map and trail along all the way across Central Asia. It's an entirely different thing to actually get in the vehicle and travel across Central Asia, all the way across Kyrgyzstan to the mountains where the Marco Polo sheep live. It's not a 2-hour drive, it was the better part of 2 days. It's the middle of the night, I don't know where we are. We're up at about 12 or 13,000 feet. We're gonna go over 14,000 feet to get over this pass, and it's just a track. It doesn't look like it's been plowed or anything. They just keep pushing with these 4-wheel drive vans. We get stuck, they get out and start digging. Then they back up, and the other van behind us will pull us back if we start sliding off the track and end up in the deep snow. Boy, it's amazing. I don't know how long we've been driving, but it's been all day today and all tonight. I don't know what time it is. Wow, this is quite an adventure. So far, no altitude sickness. That's the good news. And Marco Polo straight ahead about another 18 hours, I guess. I don't know. Oh, things we do. Last night we made it this far to this outpost. We got a little bit further, but they said the pass is blocked, it's not open, so we had to come back and stay in this little shed for the night. It was real cozy, everyone lined up. It was probably 20 below last night up here with the wind. It's maybe 0 Fahrenheit right now here. And they're using tiger torches to heat up our trucks to get them started for the morning. But today we're going to try and get over the pass. We'll see. We made it to the pass that goes through the mountains of the sky, or the Sky Mountains. We've got one vehicle that's stuck partway down. I don't know what we'll do about that. Go down and push him up, or they can push him up. I'm not going to. I can't find an oxygen molecule up here. It's 14,000 feet. What an amazing place. So remote. God, it's beautiful. Eventually, we just pure and simple ran out of road. We ran out of trail. There was only mountains in front of us, and that's where the horses met us. That's also where we met our two head guides, Baby with his AK-47 and Murat. Once we got out of those vans too, we started to see Marco Polo sheep, big Marco Polo sheep, or Humiar galleys as some call them nowadays. Nice ram, 41, maybe 42. He's about 213 yards when we first came up, but he's too small. Nice day for ice skating. We're hunting way up this long valley. We're up about 14,000 feet, and we're finding winter kills all through here. The wolves there's quite a few wolves around. This one's a monster. He's in the mid 50s. This is what we're looking for. We've seen 300 sheep so far today, at least, maybe 350. What a place. Look at this, that's bizarre, frozen into the ice like that. Wow. Well, we're going to find his buddy that's still out there somewhere. And find his buddy we did later that afternoon, a huge ram, bedded with a big group of rams in the wide open. It took us almost 2 hours of crawling to get close enough for a shot. I was sweated right up, but I couldn't take the shot. The ram's rear end was towards me. We waited another 2 hours, and I was starting to turn into a popsicle. I didn't have any choice. I had to try and make that ram stand, or I was going to freeze to death. One standing up. Oh, look at that. I got it. That's wild. Bring him back. Yeah. Okay, there's one. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I felt horrible. I was ready to give up. I couldn't believe it. But the rams ran over a hill, and once they went over the hill, we got up and ran after them. When we came over the ridge, there they were standing 200 yards in front of us. It was a really long shot with my night muzzleloader, but I figured I could do it. Oh. Anyone who's watched my Adventure 6 DVD knows that this wasn't the only Marco Polo ram I've ever missed with my night muzzleloader. I felt absolutely terrible. I felt awful. The guides were disgusted. I swear, if I wouldn't have switched over to a rifle at that point in the hunt, they would have left me on the mountains to freeze to death. They didn't want to have anything more to do with a front stuffer. The next rams we bumped into, I was looking through the scope on a high-powered rifle. Okay, ready? What happened?
He's in the lead. He's in the lead. He's the one on top. He's in the lead.
What a wild hunt. That was a long shot. I had my muzzleloader, but there's no way. That's 316 yards. These guys would have killed me if I'd have turned down another big ram today. I used my Blouser 300 Weatherby. I range found him at 316, and when I shot, I don't know if I hit him the first shot. There might have been a lot of wind or something. I was dead on him, but I don't know what happened. And then the second shot, I gave him about 2 feet for the wind, so that might be not quite 2 feet, maybe a foot. That was good. 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 I love this. Okay, good. Good, big. Okay. Yeah.
Это брать, который вот Сри Марко Поло. One big, вот это. Вот это. Вот который Сри Марко Поло. Я. Вот это.
Yeah. Is he ever long? Oh my goodness sakes. Gotta get him so he's more proud. Oh. Oh man. Oh man. Jeez. That's pretty overwhelming. Here in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan, hunting Marco Polo sheep, and then we have one down. I mean, he's absolutely giant. That's a little bit overwhelming. Just overwhelming. Since I've been a tiny little kid, I've wanted to hunt Marco Polo sheep. I think it was Jack O'Connor. I read one of his stories way back when. That's my first wild yaks here in the high mountains of Kyrgyzstan. We're up about 12,000 feet. They're similar to our muskox up in the Arctic of North America. These animals live in some of the most rugged country you can ever imagine. Now we've got to figure out a way to get close to them and stalk them. I don't know how to judge them or anything. We're going to go check them out. I know they've got long hair. It looks like there's 2 with white faces. Maybe that's the bulls. I don't know, but we're going to find out. Now, to tell you the truth, I can't say that yak was right at the very top of my want to hunt list, but that's what they feed the guys in camp, and they wanted a yak, so I volunteered to be the hunter. Come on. I'm going to take the one on the right. There it goes. If you ever get a chance to come out to Kyrgyzstan in the high mountains, Kokolashai, I think is what they call them, mountains of the sky, you have to You have to try yak hunting. It's really different. You never ever get a chance to do something like this. I've been on a lot of hunts in my life, some unguided and some guided. And when you're on the guided hunts, it's so vital that the guides know their stuff, that they're professionals, they're good hunters, and service-wise they know what they're doing. And I pride myself on having some of the best guides in the world working for me in all of my areas, including my Vancouver Island bear territory, and that's where you're headed right now to meet one of the world's greatest guides, Sean Lingle. Sean and I have been guiding for more than 15 years together. He guides for me now, but originally we guided for the old outfitter that owned the territory before I bought it. He's the only guide, and don't tell him I said this, but he's the only guide that I know that has never guided to a sow, to a female bear. He's been 100% on boars. The toughest big game animal in North America to judge, Sean has been 100%. He's also a tough guy. He's a logger, the biggest falling contractor on Vancouver Island, and if you're ever in a pickle in the woods, you want Sean there backing you up. Now the hunt you're about to watch is with Dave Gentili. Dave is one of my great clients, been with me for years. He's an avid archer, and I put him with Sean Lingle. The two of them made an incredible team.
We want to be up there. We want to be right on that corner up there. Somewhere right there. So we're going to go up here. Yeah, right here. To get to here. That's the grass they want. So I just set up here just to be ready. We just want to be at a view of them there. How will that work for you? I'll get rid of these two branches. What? Hope this works.
Sean and Dave had spotted two bears at the top of the mountain on a logging road. Now this was the breeding season, so Sean figured it had to be a boar and a sow. Sean also knew at the bottom of the mountain was a clover patch, and he felt that's where they were going to come down to feed. So they set up and waited. I think it was a long shot. I wouldn't have done it as a guide, but Sean is a professional, and he's a little bit lucky once in a while as far as I'm concerned.
Dave, they're right there. They're right there, they're coming. 60 yards, 60. Dave, the sow is in front of the boar. 50 yards now, they're coming down. Get ready. It's a good shot. Good shot. A good shot. Oh, all right, buddy. Son of a boy. That was worth the wait, wasn't it?
That was a long wait, but it was so much fun.
Oh, man.
I was cramped up. How long was that?
Oh, we were hour and a half in it, down in that hole.
Look at this.
Look at this.
He's just what we thought he was, Dave.
Oh my gosh.
And more.
Oh,
What a thing.
what a monster.
Look at this.
Holy cow. Look at the size of that pumpkin.
Look at the size of him. He's all scarred up here. Ears all chewed up. He's got no teeth on the front. He's old. He's a very old bear. Look at the pad on him. That's a pad. That's the same size pad as what you get on a grizzly bear.
God.
That is huge. This is a real old bear, Dave.
Well,
Very old bear.
Now the hunt you just watched was up in a logging slash on a logging road, and that's one way we hunt the bears on Vancouver Island in my territory. The other way is to hunt them down on the grass flats, the estuaries, where the creeks and the rivers run into the ocean. Usually there's a big meadow there of grass, and that's where Sean took the next hunter, Teddy Whitehouse Sr.
He's probably in a hole over there somewhere. Wind's good. The wind's good. The wind's good. He's probably in. These flats are full of little tidal rivers type of thing, so there's all kinds of little gullies. He dropped into a gully. He's straight across and was over here. This is bear heaven.
Right there.
Yeah, there.
His back just come up. Right there.
Just stay right behind me, single file. If I stop, just
Don't go too fast.
can't take the chance of moving until he's got his head down, or if he goes in a hole. Don't shoot till you get a broadside shot, perfectly broadside, right where we were talking about. Okay, that's about 180 yards, something like that, I would guess. Perfectly broadside. And before you shoot, tell me, okay? So I know. Anytime. Hit him again. Hit him again. Hit him again. Son, get right here, just in case if he gets up and hit him again, okay? He's not moving at all. Good shot. That's a good shot. He's not even moving, not even quivering. Right on, put it here. That's a good bear. That's a great bear. Oh yeah. Now we'll just go around in behind him here, Ted. Yeah, he's dead. He's done. What a bear. Just give him a little shot there. Oh yeah. Look at the size of that thing. Good work.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, what a hog. What a hog.
Wow. Look at that, Teddy. Look at that.
Look at the size. Look at this head. Look at this head. Oh man.
My God.
Well done. Well done, Dad.
Look how wide that. This is exactly what we were looking for with this meaty head. Wide like this. See this big snout here? See how thick that is?
Now, what are the dimensions there? You said you can judge him within a 16th, you told me.
What a bear.
Well done, Scott.
It's times like this, sitting up here at about 10,000 feet, freezing, that I start thinking about other places I'd rather be right now. Places like Africa, where the temperature is a nice, beautiful 80 above, and the animals are everywhere, all different species. So if you don't see the one you're looking for, you can just go after something different. I mean, we're working like dogs, climbing 8,000 vertical feet to try and find a red sheep in these mountains right now, and I can't. We can't get close. We can see them in the distance, but Africa, I mean, it's a neat place. Not as physical, maybe not as demanding physically, but it's a cool place. So you're in a vehicle, glassing, spotting and stalking. So many different species of animals too. Plus the cultures are so different. Like the Maasai, they're wild people. I mean, they're living just like they did 1,000 years ago. My good friend Mike Fell was my professional hunter for this safari. Mike's as brave as they come, and he's exactly the guy I want standing behind me if I get myself in a pickle over there. He uses a great big 470 Nitro Express double as a backup gun. Maasai land itself is a dry, dusty land, at least during our summer. That's their winter, and that's when you hunt over there. It's located on the eastern side of Africa, the northern part of Tanzania, and it's filled with some very unusual big game animals, like the Garrynook. We actually saw these weird little antelopes standing on their hind legs and eating the branches from the tops of the trees. We also saw spotted hyenas. These pot-bellied animals are fascinating in a really ugly kind of way. They actually remind me of my cameraman Cody Robbins, to tell you the truth. But the most fascinating part of the safari, by far, was just visiting with the Maasai people. For the most part, they live exactly as they did 200 years ago. They have better medicine now and better schooling. That's our hunting dollars at work. But they still live in the round bomas and the thatched houses, and they still go out and gather wood like they used to. Just sharing time with the Maasai people added a truly wonderful dimension to what was ostensibly a hunting safari.
During the day, the cattle are out feeding. At night, they bring them back and they stay inside this boma,
really?
Which keeps the lions out.
And that's what all these, that's all the
thorn bushes, yeah.
Really?
It's pretty impenetrable to any lion, that's for sure.
Yeah, so no lion can get in.
They close the door with this at night time.
Really?
So, yeah. So that's
Huh, isn't that interesting? Do I have to worry in our tent? We don't have any of these things around ours.
We need to make some, huh?
Yeah, I would say so. If they're scared, they're a lot tougher than I am. We're going inside one of these thatched roof huts, sort of sod huts in the boma. It's, I'm looking forward to it. It's okay? Oh, come on. Hi. He's sitting on an old stool. Look at this place. Look at all the tools here, Cody. And spears, yokes. Wow, hose. Hey. Ah, way cool.
Ah,
look at this. Oh, look at this little cute baby. It hurts her eyes. It hurts her eyes, Cody. Yeah, I remember how bright it is. Unbelievable. There's a cooking fire. Wow. Very neat. Huh? Oh, look at that, yeah. It's very smoky in here. For us, it's some meat hanging up top. Huh? It's all hides and you name it. Wow. I know where I'm going to buy my next resort property. It's wild. Huh? Asante. That was neat. That was wild. Huh? Very interesting. They're going to shoot this cow with an arrow and make him bleed, and then they're going to drink the blood. Mike Fell is one of the very best professional hunters over in Africa. But even for him, the hunt wasn't easy. I was hunting with a muzzleloader, and we were looking for some very difficult animals to find. We put a lot of miles on both our feet and his Land Cruiser before we finally bumped into our first herd of gorgeous fringe-eared oryx. This one's a female, the other one might be a male, so we have to wait till we see the other one. Judging oryx is nearly as difficult as judging black bears over in North America. It's very difficult to tell the males apart from the females. So Mike didn't make a call. He didn't want to make a mistake, and believe me, I can relate to that one. So the next day we came back to the same general area, and this time we found a great bull all on his own. I gotta shoot through those trees here. Get solid underneath me. I'll hit these. I can shoot, but I can hit these trees. Try it. Try it.
Got him down. Good one. Good shooting, Jim. Excellent.
Fringe-eared oryx here in Tanzania. Mike Fell, thank you.
Absolute pleasure. Nice shooting. It's not easy with a muzzleloader, that's for sure.
No, it was a long shot.
Especially in these conditions.
It was a long shot.
Yeah. Beautiful animals, aren't they?
It's spectacular. God, what a gorgeous...
See where it gets its name from.
Yeah, yeah, the fringes. Gorgeous bull, so that's a big one too, right?
It was not an easy shot at all.
Yeah, well, I had to shoot through the screen too.
Shooting through the bush and at that range.
Well,
the gun worked out good, didn't it?
You take the shot when you have it. Unbelievable. Spectacular. Once we had our fringe-eared oryx on the ground, we had the opportunity to go after some of the other species you can find in Maasai land. Now, all of you have heard of the greater kudu. That's the animal that Papa Hemingway had such trouble finding in Eastern Africa. But he'd had even more trouble going after a lesser kudu. These are much smaller versions of the greater kudu, and the only way you can get them is to track them through this arid country that makes up Masai land. We hunted them for days, tracking and tracking. We kept bumping into them, but never getting a shot. We saw all kinds of other animals, but every time we'd see a lesser kudu, it would always be through a screen of bush or taking off in the distance. Finally, I didn't have any choice. The shot I was going to get was going to be the shot I was going to get. I had to take it. I apologize for the camera work, by the way. That's Cody Robbins. He was asleep on the job after all those days. Can you imagine? I fired him. All that, lots of, you want me to try it? Take it.
Nice. Good shot, Jim.
We got him after all of that tracking.
What an exciting hunt, wasn't it?
This is really one of the hardest hunts I've ever done. Not physically, just like draining your, every second you're aware, and you guys are looking at the tracks. And
they're so camouflaged, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
You're not awake, not sharp, you will miss them.
Yeah, and then when you see them, it's never a good shot. It's through a screen of junk, or the one that was just on the verge of being too far with his tail right towards me. I didn't want to take that shot.
No.
That was actually a lot bigger one than this.
Yeah.
But, you know, I make the choice. This one's a much older one. It's just missing the ivory because it's worn it down.
Worn it down, yeah.
God. If the lesser kudu is an unusual animal, the Gerenuk is positively bizarre. And you'll notice I rehired Cody. I tried several of the Maasai's, but they wanted more money than I was paying Cody, so I rehired Cody again. These little antelope are like giraffes. They have long necks, and they will stand on their hind legs to feed from the upper branches. Totally different than any other antelope in the world. It was a fun hunt. We found one huge male that we went after day before I finally got a shot, a tough shot, through a screen of brush, and I apologize again for the camera work.
You got him. You hit him, huh? Yeah, you got him.
Right in the forehead again. Lean
hey, bad luck.
Maybe you should put the sticks up higher.
Some blood.
We've left him till morning. Now we got these guys on him. I would not want these Maasai warriors tracking me. They will find you. Hopefully they'll find our Gerenuk. Thank you.
You.
Thank you.
Yeah, same one.
Thank you, guys.
Well spotted, Jim. All right, Jim.
We got him. We've been hunting this Gerenuk, this big boss Gerenuk here in Tanzania and Masai land, and took the shot last night, let him sit overnight. You said, let's stop. I was panicking, but I didn't realize how good of trackers these guys are.
Yeah, no.
Tony and Saruni, my Masai warrior trackers.
Nothing gets away.
No, that's exactly that's what I was thinking. Once they're on it, there's no way they're going to let it go.
Exactly.
There's just little hoof prints in the sand, and they're following them like.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's third day on hunting this Gerenuk, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 days of hunting this particular Gerenuk. We think he's world's record with muzzleloader. The night performed beautifully. I didn't sleep all last night while we waited for light this morning.
Yeah.
But what a hunt. Here with Danny McCallum, Mike Fell, my PH. Thank you, guys.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, well done, Jim.
Thank you for sharing your land with me. Yeah, asante. What a hunt. Tanzania, come and do it if you ever can. It's indescribable. We got him. We finally got a ram on this hunt. This beautiful Iranian red sheep. I'm going to admire him for a while, and you know, because I've got my ram, you're headed on the last hunt of this Adventures DVD. You're headed back to Saskatchewan, Canada with Cody Robbins and Quentin Lang. Quentin's going after his first mule deer of his life with a bow and arrow, and Cody's going after a buck that the rest of us can only dream about. Now, for those of you who follow hockey, you'll recognize Quentin. He plays in the NHL, that's the National Hockey League for the Chicago Blackhawks. He also happens to have grown up right beside Cody Robbins out in Saskatchewan. So when he had 3 days off at the very beginning of the archery season, Cody offered to take him out hunting for mule deer. Now, for goodness sakes, don't tell Cody Robbins I said this, but Quentin made a great choice. Cody spends half his life scouting for these mule deer out in Saskatchewan. He knows all of them by name. And it sure didn't take very long for Cody to prove this to Quentin. The first buck that came into their stand was a monster 180 class Boone & Crockett typical mule deer. Now I want to take a second to set this hunt up for you, because imagine how you would feel with a buck of this size within 30 yards in front of you, and it was your very first big game animal hunt, period. Let alone with a bow and arrow like Quentin was using, because it was Quentin's first big game animal hunt.
Good shot, Jim. I got him. He's down. He's down? Give me. Yeah! Give me some more. Yes. First deer you've ever taken a shot at. First deer ever. See the beauty of what? Oh man. I got him going down, bud. Did you? Yeah, he's down. Oh, I thought I hit him pretty good. Like I thought it was right in the sweet spot. Tell me if you're excited. Oh man, like we were sitting here for must have been an hour and a half, and all we seen was the one doe. And then all of a sudden, a buck comes out, and then two more behind him. And we're, you know, that third buck looked pretty good too. But that first one, it was just, wow, for a first deer to get, man, it's unbelievable. There he is. He's down. Wow. Well, how about this for a first deer, hey, Code? Gosh, she just looks awesome. A little nice 5x5. Little sticker off the side here, nice character. It's great looking velvet. It's gonna look great in the wall, hey? Oh man. For first time ever shooting a deer, this is unbelievable to get something like this. And with a bow too. It's just, man, when I was holding that, when I was aiming at it, I was just shaking and trying to keep calm, but man, for a first deer, it's hard to, but wow.
husband was hunting during the archery season. That's an open season for Saskatchewan residents only. He could go buy his tag over the counter. However, on October 1st, it turns into muzzleloader season. And that means you have to be drawn. That's a hard thing to do. You only get drawn about once every 5 years. And it just so happens that Cody had been drawn for that coveted muzzleloader tag. Now I want to show you something. The buck you're watching is a great buck. Any one of my pro staff team members would have taken this buck for the camera. That's because they're team players, but not Cody. He turned it down. Remember, he's getting paid to do this. Imagine. And he turned the buck down, a great buck. And he turned this one down and this one down. Like I say, the rest of us are team players, but Cody's in it for Cody. He was looking for the biggest buck that he can find. And that's really, hate to admit it, what makes him a great hunter.
Those are nice bucks again, but not big enough. We just spotted a giant mule deer buck. He should go Boone and Crockett typical. And he's way down this valley, about another 600 yards, and it's starting to get dark, and he's gonna get up from his bed and start moving. So we have to get there really fast. So come with me. Ran out of energy. He is not running out of antlers. He's big. I got sweat in my eye. This one is big enough, but we're not smart enough to get him. I'm gonna tell you what's up right now. We just stalked in 250 yards from the Boone and Crockett we showed you just before, and we never got a shot. We found him again, and we're 150 yards. Right now he's laying down up on that ridge, and we have to wait. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and we gotta wait all day or another hour before he stands up. He's moving his head. He's getting up. Chad, get the camera going. Get the camera going, buddy. Get on him, Chaddy. Get on him, buddy. He's down. Woo! It's been 20 days. I have passed up buck after buck after buck after buck. I slapped myself a million times, but this is what we've been waiting for. This is my favorite time of year, these big mule deer bucks.
What a monster. Here he is, come on. Zoom into that, Chad, and show everybody. You know, let's go see him. Pull back. Come on. You stop there, Chad. Look at this. Look at that horn. Look at his brow tine. Have you ever seen a muley buck with a brow tine like that? He's a monster. As spoiled as I am, I got a once in a lifetimer. So I didn't look silly passing up all those other deer, and I very easily could have. This is a giant deer.
Jim Shockey presents more action-packed high-adventure hunting videos. Jim Shockey's Hunting Adventure video series featuring African safari, cave bears on the Pacific Rim, and the quintessential Canadian whitetail experience. Videos highlighting successful hunts from all over the world, the Middle East, China, Russia, and Australia. Award-winning video footage will keep you at the edge of your seat. Monster moose, close up and personal. Spot and stalk giant Vancouver Island black bear, plus dangerous game muzzleloader hunts for Cape buffalo, lion, hippo, and polar bear at 15 feet. Plus Jim's own record hunts for Roosevelt elk, bison, plains game, and much more. To order Jim Shockey's hunting videos, call 888-826-1011 or go to jimshockey.com.
Imagine using a decoy so simple and effective, it'll change the way you hunt everything, every time. Well, you don't have to imagine anymore. With Renzo Silhouette decoys, you can now make any game come to you. Transport these lightweight, durable decoys anywhere you hunt and set them up easily and quietly in just seconds. With these affordable decoys, you can set up an entire herd hassle-free. Renzo's game-fooling photorealism with images on both sides not only rivals the real thing, it makes all those other noisy, expensive decoys obsolete. Simply add a tail and your favorite scent, and you're ready for the excitement of point-blank decoy action. The most rewarding thing about using your lifelike Renzo's decoy is the new heights of fun and excitement that they'll put back into your hunting experience. So stop hunting with only chance on your side. Put a few Renzo's decoys there instead, and increase your odds of filling the freezer or tagging that once-of-a-lifetime trophy. With Renzo's decoys, brilliantly simple, extremely effective.
Matt, do you want to start?
What should I say?
Okay,
let's think about this for a minute. Let's see. I'd like to thank my mom.
We all like to thank our moms.
You can already hear the guys out there. This is a good Saskatchewan bush push.
Is it? You guys do this a lot?
Well, I don't personally, but do they run fast or they?
Yeah, no, very quickly.
Really?
Yeah, you'll have to be nippy. But
yeah, this is the.
I don't enjoy being out in the open.
Yeah, well.
It's your abilities at running shots.
There's no way.
A small one. Very small. Did you get it?
I didn't even get time to turn my safety off.
Yeah.
I wasn't sleeping.
I was the one sleeping.
Yeah. I was glassing all day. You two were sleeping. You were the one sleeping. I was glassing. Jim, I was glassing the whole time.
Bump the moose. There we go. Show shots.
Sorry about that, Matt. I took the camera away from Matt because when it comes to the last second, I didn't want the jerk, or most guys when they're first time they're videoing. So that was kind of mean, sorry.
Jim say the first time guys are videoing, they jerk at the shot. I think Jim's videoed about 250 kill shots, and I think the last 5 have all been jerks in Africa.
No, the only, actually the last one was definitely a jerk, the guy videoed.
Who was that?
The caribou. Oh, Cody Robbins.
No,
that's the jerk. No, oh. You're right. You're right. Every time I video, it's a jerk.